Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Do you know this song? This version, exactly Martin, 24 Nights. It is amazing intro. I create the same backing track to play over this amazing song. I also, sorry for my mistake, but the initial mistake is to let you know that I am on live stream, as nothing is pre-recorded. So sometimes I make some mistakes that, okay, we are live stream. Okay, guys. Sorry. Okay, welcome to Fractal Sunday Live. Welcome to everybody, and this is as usual live stream where you can, where I can share some hints, tips, and tricks. You can place some questions in English or in Italian. No other languages, sorry for this. And you know, in the last time, Fractal Audio released a lot of interesting firmware for FM3. Now it is the new last firmware is 28.07 with some new overdrives, very, very interesting. Sorry. And for FM3, we are on firmware 10, and for FM9, we are on firmware 9.02. I expect that there will be new firmware for FM3, FM9 that follow the FM3 new firmware. Many of you know that firmware 9 for FM9 and 10 for FM3 are really a game changer because a lot of things change, and sometimes could happen that the preset are not any more compatible with the previous one because some algorithm on the effect blocks are improved and needs more CPU power, and could happen that some presets are over the limit and FM3 stop to work. This is the reason that I'm updating all preset of my store, and all people are subscribed my store are receiving the update of the FM3. Of course, if you are not subscribed, you cannot receive nothing because the store send you automatically the update, but you have to give the permission to do this. Otherwise, you cannot receive nothing. This is the problem. So I recommend you, first of all, to be subscribed on my my preset store. In case you are not subscribed, and you notice that some new presets are available, because you can see this, because on any preset you can see the actual firmware version. You can ask me, you can send an email to the support. Of course, please wait a bit, because I'm doing the updating, and it is a really long and hard job. Also, because I'm taking the occasion to review all my presets. Because there are some new features that is possible. Some presets comes from very old version, for example, 6 firmware or 5 or 4, and it is necessary a new, let's say, new design. Also because my taste is changed. So I recommend you, in any case, to back up your previous preset when you receive the new one, and install the new in an empty slot and check if you like it, because sometimes could happen that you don't like the new version of the presets, okay? Also because sometimes you make some modification of the preset, you tweak something, and if you don't want to lose the tweak, I suggest you, in any case, to install the new version on an empty slot, and you can check the new version with your or old version, okay? To me, the new version are very nice. Like in this case, I wanted to share with you the updating of a preset I call Breakup pack. It is very nice preset I create for, let's say, semi-clean sounds. Semi-clean means is not distorted, is not clean, it is light crunch, let's say, using 4 different amazing amps with some effects I want to show you. And with the new version, I'm able also to add some new effects. This is very interesting, because if you think again the preset in a smart way, you can get the most benefit of FM3. You can use the power of the CPU in the best way, and you can save resources to put new effects and to improve a lot your presets. Okay, Saturday Live, yes, exactly, guys. So let's go to share this preset. Of course, you can place your question regarding everything about new preset, new firmware, and so on. I'm here. Now I only want to show you how I change my preset. For example, this preset, Breakup pack, in the previous version has not the Plex delay. Many of you know that I love the Plex delay, because it gives you a possibility to have a very wide effects, wide ambient effects, wide reverb, wide shimmering, and so on. I love it. I love it so much. This preset used essentially to make the typical Eric Clapton sound, the era of the 80, 90 era, 24 Nights. I don't know exactly what is the year of 24 Night album. Maybe it is early 90. I don't know. Martin, maybe you can help me. And okay, and you know that Clapton used the Soldano amp with the Strato with the lace sensor, so very new era of instrument gear. And I tried to create a similar sound. So I show you my preset. Is let's say simple or not, is up to you, of course. I create different scenes with the Breakup amp, like the solo is low 100 amp, the rhythm channel, so the crunch channel. As you can see, the gain is on 5. And I combine this amp with special impulse response from Valhalla. Very, very nice impulse response. Sorry for this. Maybe I change. Okay, sorry. This is the version, not the other one. And it is perfect impulse response for this kind of preset. And I create a new ambient effect line. I put this is a solution that someone suggests me, because Clapton frequently use a flanger or use the Leslie in parallel with the sound, and I create a similar effect with the flanger, put it in the parallel to get a very, very nice Clapton sound. Then I use the delay, the stereo basket delay, and also now I can use the Plex delay in two different channels. The Plex verb to give the sound. Thank you very much, Martin. I remember well the early 19. Early 19 was there are several live album like Live in Paris of Toto. It is one of my favorite album in the world, for sure, the live. And so 90 years was a really, really great year for the music. This is the sound is very nice because you can see I use the rhythm solo, and with the volume I can decide how much distortion and dynamic I want. I can get a clean sound. If I increase the volume, and I put the compressor in the beginning to cut the high peak of the guitar. In the previous version there was the modern compressor, and as you can see now the consumption CPU it is about 24.2. Even I have the Plex delay. How I can get this? I explain you. First of all, start from the reverb. Let's go to the scene number 1. It is the simple scene. I have delay, okay, the stereo BD. It is a dark delay. Before of the redesign, I typically use the medium plate reverb. But the medium plate, as you can see here now, absorbs a lot of CPU resources. As you can see, if I select the medium plate, I go over the limit of the CPU. This is the problem. Even the echo density, it is set on 4, because the new algorithm from the medium plate needs a lot of resources. For this reason, I find out on the list another reverb that I like. In the studio, it is pretty good. I can show you. I switch off the delay. The studio is... to me, this reverb helps only to make the ambient room for my presets. The mix is pretty low. It is only to create a small ambient effect. Sorry. Okay, for this. Okay, I can increase the mix, for example. Okay, but I keep on 15, 14. Okay, and I set the time to 2 seconds because the default studio values should be 1 point. Let me check. Should be studio 1.1. It is too small. Okay. Okay, so If you don't need the special reverb and so on, you can select the studio and you can save a lot of CPU performance. And in any case, the reverb is pretty nice. I can also increase with the time. Sorry for noise, but it is the Bluetooth noise. To me, it's very nice, and it is much better than other competitors. Absolutely. Even the echo density is to 4, so I save some resources here, because if I set 8, as you can see, I go to 82. But there is no sense. I can keep on 4, and I'm really happy. Very nice. Okay, this is the first things that you have to consider. My previous preset use typically the medium plate, and many of my customers, my clients, complains that with the new firmware the preset cannot fit anymore, especially the non-turbo version. So I'm updating the presets, and this is a very good solution. Another solution is to use the different compressor, because if I use, for example, the modern VCA compressor, it is the default version. As you can see, the CPU goes to 81, but I can use the analog compressor, but it is pretty nice too, and I can save almost 3 percentage, and it is nice. Okay, the second step I do with all my preset is also to reset the amp block with the new features you can find here. This is really important and really nice. You can click on the triangle here, and you can make a soft reset of a current amp channel without to touch any kind of control. The controller remain as they are, and it's really nice because you can hear the difference of the new algorithm without change your equalization. This is much better than the typical reset, okay, you can do here. If you reset here, every knobs, every control goes to the default value, and you lose the settings. With the soft, you can only upload the new advanced parameters for the amp block without changing anything on the tone stack, gain, master volume, presence, depth control, bright, boost, and so on. So it is really, really nice. So I'm doing this in all new presets. And sometimes you can hear the difference with the new firmware and new sound. Is much better to me. Very, very nice. About the cabinet, it remains as it is. And I saved so many CPU that I can put now the new plex delay. Oh, another thing I have is to use the drive block. Instead, if you use the drive block only to boost the amp, you have two different possibilities. First of all, you can use the internal boost. You don't see the boost here, but if you go to the ideal, you can have the boost switch. So of course, and more, you can also select the boost here on the preamp page, and you can decide which circuit you want to use for the boost, because it is a neutral circuit, so it means only a boost of 12 dB, 12, or you can set any dB you want, okay, or you can use, for example, the boost from the TS-808. Or from the grinder. And as you can see, the sound change, the AC boost. This is a convenient way to use the boost and save a lot of CPU, because you don't need anymore to use the drive. Or, for example, you can use the FET preamp. FET preamp, as you can see, has a big impact on the CPU performances. If you select the TS-808, you can see here 78.6, but if I select in a different channel the FET preamp, you go to the 74. You can save 4 points, and it is really interesting. And FET preamp is a perfect boost, a perfect clean boost to boost your amp. Also for the breakup or clean sound, I suggest you to sometime on my new preset, new version, you will find this FET preamp always on with the low settings of drive. I show you better because, for example, on the scene number 1 there is the Soldano. On the scene number 2 there is the vibrato verb. It is a breakup pack, so you can. So the sounds is on the limit of the distortion. There is also the custom audio clean here on the scene number 3. And this is amazing, the USA clean, it is the Mesa Boogie clean. Fantastic, really fat sound. And for this sound you can, for example, use the FET preamp to give more harmonics, more. It's up to you to decide if you switch on and off. This pack is free for you to select which kind of effect you want. For example, if you want to create an amazing clean sound, I suggest you, for example, to switch also the chorus, the 4 voices analog chorus. Wow. Or you can add the tremolo. Ciao Davide. It's fantastic. For example, you can find a scene, incredible scene. It is the 8, whereas you can find the USA clean tremolo. You can see the tremolo, you can see the chorus, delay, and also the echo shimmer. It is fantastic. Here I can also switch on the drive with the FET preamp if I want more high frequency. amazing. Okay. Or you can do, for example, a really funk sound. The breakup sound, you have to use your volume. For example, okay, but if you play softly, or for example, scene 5, use the flanger in parallel. It is amazing. It's really nice. It is fantastic, guys. I can show you. Use the analog stereo with the mix at maximum, and you can tweak the level. It's incredible. Sometimes it's much better than the chorus. The effect is different. This is the flange, this is the chorus. You can hear the difference. And this is the flange in parallel. It's amazing. This is typical Clapton sound. Ciao Chris, how are you? How is in Washington DC? USA area. Love your Fractal presets and your playing. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for your comments on the reviews. Thank you so much. So now I can use the Plex delay. Before was not possible to me, and also I can select a different channel. On the A channel you can find the Plex verb. On the B channel I can use also the Echo Shimmer. I have a bit more CPU increasing, but because I have enough room, I have no problem. Let me tune. Okay. Of course, you can also switch the drive. But you can use the fat preamp drive. Or you can use, I suggest you also on the channel C, you can use the Max Off 808. it is amazing because of course, I suggest you to save the original preset, okay, and backup it. Create a new one where you can decide on the scene you want. You can change it by selecting the channel. You can create a lead channel, for example, with the driver, with the delay, with the flange. You can do what you want, but before you have to save and backup the original presets. Okay, if you have any problem, you can download again the preset from the store. You have the link, or you can send an email to the support, and I will send you again the preset. I recommend you, for the people who connect later, to subscribe to the mailing list to receive the updating. Ok? Let me know if there is some questions. Se facessi lo shimmer con reverb non spendereste molto CPU. Simone Salinitro asked me if I create the shimmer with the reverb. First of all, it's not this. The Ecron shimmer is different from the shimmer I create on the reverb. You can do this, of course. And there are another possibility, other things. Because the reverb I use for the lead, for the crunch, from the clean, and so on. When you change the channel on the reverb, you cut the tails because the new algorithm is updated. In this case, I switch on and off only the plex delay, and so also I preserve the tails of the reverbs. This is the reason, and also the Ecron shimmer to me sounds better, for my taste, from the shimmer that I can create with the reverb. It is, of course, it is a question of personal taste. This is absolutely sure. It is my philosophy, and I love to use the plex delay because I can select the plex verb or the Ecron shimmer, or there are some very incredible effects. I don't use so much, but for example, if you use the Scirocco version, it is also amazing. If you have to create a very nice. Super nice. You can also have another incredible. It is the intrigue effect, which is very nice. Okay. The plex delay is one of my favorite blocks. It is to have the best eventide machine under your finger. It is really incredible. Let me check your questions. Okay. Okay, Mike Zimmerman. I have the FM9 Turbo. Okay, with FM9 I already do all the update to the new version, Mike. I know it's fantastic. All Fractal unit, but also FM3 is incredible. If you use the unit in a smart way, you can get the incredible sound also with FM3. FM9 is much better, and Axefix 3 is better and better and better. Okay. Okay. Let me check. I got the new Line 6 Stadium. I don't think, Mike, because Line 6 Stadium will go out on October. Let's see if it offer algorithm like Fractal. I'm very curious for this. Okay, so let's come back again. I wanted to show you another preset. It is the Crunch Pack, and as you can see, the preset is a bit complex, but the CPU is still over the 80%. So it is perfect. After the new redesign, I was able to keep the CPU in the lower than 80%. It is my target, typical target. Okay, the reverb is still medium all, but I can change also on the studio reverb. Okay, so I save. Okay. This preset is very nice because use the dirty Shirley, use the different amps like Friedman, Smallbox, dirty Shirley, sorry, dirty Schiller 1, dirty Schiller 2, no, maybe 2, I don't know, no, dirty Schiller 2, it's only the one, the Cameron CCV and the Euro Blue amp with the cabinet. It is with the Citrus cabinet. It is Dynacab, and it is similar to the Breakup, bit distorted and more fat sound. This is the dirty Schiller. This is the small box. And as you can see, I create a double line without any problem. The drive is a fat preamp. This is the dirty Chile. As you can see, there is scene number 2, and the number 6 is the opposite. It's Shirley Plus. That means you have, for example, the pitch detune, the delay, and also the plex delay. Pay attention, guys. There is also a special trick you can use to save CPU. Let's check the CPU number. It is 83. Okay, it is still okay, but you can do better. The scene number 2, it is 71. Why? Because, as I told you before, there are some blocks that needs more power. And in this preset, I have to finish this one. When I go to the scene number 2, the drive is on channel A with fat preamp. When I go to the scene number 6, it is the same amp but with the pitch detune delay and plex delay. I forget to switch the drive channel and still remain on the B where there is the Timothy down, but I don't use the Timothy down. You know, on Fractal environment, the blocks need CPU even they are off. So, this is an important trick. If you don't need this block on, select the channel where the block is with the effect as an effect that needs less CPU, like this. See the difference? I don't use the drive block, but if I am on channel B with the Timothy down, the CPU is on 83, but it's not necessary. I can switch to channel A where there is the FET preamp and I can save 4 point. And this is the reason that on another preset I was able, because another preset like MTLA Studio, due to the limit of the FM3, I created two presets, one for the standard version and one for the turbo version. Now there is only one version because using the blocks in a smart way, I was able to select the proper scene without exceeding the maximum CPU power. Okay? It is really, really important. This is a very nice trick. You can adopt this trick for the co-drive, for the compressor, for the plex delay also, because the shimmer typically needs more CPU. I don't know exactly. For example, select the shimmer. Exactly. You need more CPU. For example. I show you, if I stay on the B channel, I go to the limit, okay, with the Timothy down, but I don't need the Timothy down. So I can stay on the FET preamp and I am able to use also the shimmer with this scene that I didn't do before. This is only due to the use in a smart way, okay? Very nice. This is the Cameron. Also here I can see the CPU goes to the 84. I have to check which it is a OD1 drive. Makes no sense to select it. So go to the FET preamp and I go to the low. I can go down of the 80. Let me check if there is other. No, studio, plex delay, plex verb. Perfect. So I have the plus scene. Also here the same, Timothy down. I don't use it, so select the FET preamp. Okay, let's check the numbers 5. So you can play with different algorithms to save the CPU and to fit the preset in the best way. In the previous version, I I don't. I was in the previous version. These presets go over the limit in any case. Now I am always lower than the 80%. Okay, Dario, ciao. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, if you have other questions, I'm here. Okay. I can check also the sound over the backing track. Let me know. I can select, for example, this. This is my new song I'm doing now. With the Breakup page, the back. I'm composing this sound, this new song. This is perfect for the Breakup page, the Breakup pack. It is funny because on this in this song I can show you. Okay. Okay. I want to show you this track. This is incredible sound. It is made by this preset. I show you. Okay, what is it? It is the C number 8. Sorry. And this is this preset. Incredible. Very, very nice, guys. Very nice. Okay. When will be released the new generation of Fractal like XFX? John Nerlich, why? My question is why you ask to me? How can I know this? If you go to the Fractal forum, you are able to check the new version yourself. I'm not any different information of the normal audience. Okay. Chris Nice. Chris, that question come up on the Fractal forum. Sometimes the reality is that one of us are really using the current generation Fractal products on their full extent. Yet, anyway, Cliff says no time soon. Yes, exactly, Chris. I am really curious how many people are in the situation where the actual Fractal device doesn't fit the request of the audience. At the moment, I think that the Fractal is the top level of the modeling and on the effects. The problem is for the competitors, not for Fractal. Fractal already set the high-end limit. It is a competition like Fractal. It's Fractal versus Fractal, not versus other competitor. This is my idea, of course, because for my opinion, the other competitor has to get a lot of work before to reach the quality of the modeling, the quality of the effect, the quality of the possibility. Many people, you don't know how many people ask to have the metrics, the possibility to use the metrics in the editor, to use the parallel effect. It is the typical questions every year for Quad Cortex user, for Helix, also Helix Stadium user, and for many other users. Everybody likes to want to have the metrics. Metrics means to have the routine you can have with the Fractal. Actually, only Fractal can use the real parallel effect and to create a very complex routing. Only Fractal. So the problem is Fractal can compete only with himself. And, it can decide to increase, of course, because I know Cliff. It is a challenge man, and maybe he's set himself, but for his personal, how can I say, proud feeling. So everybody has a new limit, new challenge, and so on and so on. But not because there is a real request from the audience. At the moment, there are a lot of things that only Fractal can do, and there is, to me, no any reason why Fractal has to make a new system to reach the level of the other one. From the market point of view, now this makes no sense. If you tell me, okay, no, there is this modeler that has this and this and this and this and this. Okay, Fractal has. So what is the real reason that Fractal has to create a new version? Only to satisfy the curiosity of the hype of the people that want some years want something new, some toys to play. Okay, you know. The professional guitar player use very old one. There are some professionals that are still using the XFX2 in the real professional music. They don't need to change the gear every year. They want to stay with the gear. If it works, continue. If the new gear can give something more, okay, you can think to implement and this and that and so on. But typically to update the firmware and so on, it's only, let's say, a game for the non-professional users. But the professional users want to stay with the stable version, with the proven version, and it's not necessary to change. The problem is for the competitors. Competitors is still behind the Fractal device. This is my opinion, of course. It's not any kind of maybe you know. No, I don't know, Johan. What I see is what you see on the forum. I've not any new because I'm smiling because they told me if we told you something, we have to kill you. They cannot say because I wanted to survive. So if I know something very new, something secret, I have to be killed. I cannot keep such kind of. I don't want the responsibility to keep such big secret. Okay. I'm joking, of course, guys. Ci suoni Money for Nothing? No, because I don't know Money for Nothing. I don't play the riff of Money for Nothing. I play a different part of the guitar. So even if I play on Dire Straits Tribute, I never learn the typical riff of Money for Nothing. Sorry. I was happy with my X8 years ago, but having 4 channels for every block is the single channel was a big reason for to upgrade. Okay, from X8 to FM3 or the new generation, of course, I agree. But at the moment, I don't know. Some people want to have the profiling. It is really necessary with the quality you have now. With the modeling from Fractal, you need the profiling. Profiling to me is it is what it is necessary because the other competitor has not such kind of modeling quality. So the profiling can compensate. But from my point of view, I prefer the modeling because you have the amp in your hands, the virtual amp in your hands. The profiling is a picture of the amp. If you make a picture of your amp and you want, for example, to have the version with bright on, with the boost on, with the fat medium on, and so on, you have to remake the profile. And also the profile is made by someone who has his personal taste, and you cannot correct. You can only correct the EQ, but it is not the real EQ of the amp. It's not the tone stack. The photo is already done, and if you want to change the position of the tone stack, you have to redo the profile. This is, to me, it is a limitation. If you own and you wanted to, for example, if I wanted to profile my amp there, it's perfect, because if I wanted to change, I make a new profile. I set before I set the amp, and then I keep the photo, but I cannot modify so much the profile. To me, the profiling now is not necessary. I don't know what is the next generation of Fractal, and I have also difficult to imagine what can improve. Maybe some people complains about the interface on board. You have so nice editor. Fractal editor is one of the best. And of course, guys, Fractal, it is a professional machine. It's a professional device. It's not made for... Okay, it's made also for newbie, but if the newbie wants to improve themselves, if the people wanted to stay as they are and in the basic level, okay, Fractal cannot work because Fractal needs to know very well the sound change and so on. You need to read the manual. You have a lot of tutorial. I come from the past. In the 80s, in the 90s, we have machines like Rocktron, Chameleon, Rocktron Intellifex, Eventide, H3000, Lexicon PCM 80, and We have no tutorial. There was not YouTube, no tutorial, no Marco Fanton channel, no Leon Todd channel, no Cooper Carter channel, nothing. Only the manual in English, only English. No editor. No editor. You have to go in a 4x20 characters displays, okay, and with the buttons, arrow, left and right, up and down, and you have to navigate into the menu with the manual. And we do the best. We mentioned 24 Nights comes from the 19. In the 19, there was not a YouTube, there was not a tutorial, there was nothing. But, the amazing sound. Because the people loves to reach the target. Now the people want to sit on the chair, and that the information comes up automatically. Well, I don't know. I'm really disappointed about many people say, this is not intuitive, this is not easy, this is not. To me, okay, I come from the past, but considering the past up to now it's much more easy. If I need something, I type what I'm searching on the search bar on the YouTube, and I find everything, every tutorial, everybody can explain. But people has no time. I have no time to follow the tutorial of Marco Fanton. I have no time to follow the Leon Todd tutorial and so on. Can you give me the information immediately? Fractal is not for you. I'm sorry. Fractal, it is an incredible device, and you need to read the manual, to follow the tutorial. And I translate these 3 words. This is my, how can I say, this is my idiom. I don't know exactly what is the name. Listening, experience, education. Listening, listen. Use your ears. Don't use your eyes to create the sound. Listen. Makes your own experience. Not use the experience. You can use the experience of everybody, but make your own experience. Only in that case you are able to have in your hands the skill. And the education. Education is also be kind, of course, but education is the approach to the things. So you need something, use the Google search, use the YouTube search bar. You can get information, subscribe the forum, Fractal forum, the Facebook group, and so on and so on. Okay? This is my personal hints I can give you. Of course, it is absolutely up to you to follow or not. Okay. I ask you about the new generation because although it kills the game, XFX3 has been around since 2018 and considered buying one. You can see in the marketplace, you can still find some XFX2, and many people are still using XFX2 or AX8. So it is every kind of electronic components is the same. Okay, you need a phone. I don't want to buy the iPhone 16, 17, I don't know what is the actual version, because I'm waiting the next version. And when there is the new version, I wait in the next. And so in this case, you never buy anything. So you have to buy the gear for your needs, not for the trend. Do you need XFX3? Buy XFX3. Don't worry. If next 6 months comes up the new XF4, could happen. It is electronic. it is electronic. But what changed in the new XFX for XFX? Are you able to use all features of the XFX3 now? I don't know how many people can do this. Any new preset for the FM9? At the moment, Mike, I'm updating the actual presets, and it is a really very long and hard job, and need a lot of time to do this. And I'm really proud of this because let's say the new generation of presets are pretty new, are really new, because I'm changing dramatically some preset because of new skill of me, the new algorithm part, and so on. So after I have finished all preset, I will start to develop a new preset. Another, I forgot things. I create for this. Sorry, I put the guitar on that. I create a new Facebook group. Let me check. It is the Marco Fanton Preset Store. I give you the link here. I give you the link here. Okay, it is in the chat. It is and this group is dedicated to my store, so you can subscribe to the group, and you can put any, if you have some request about new presets, or you need support, or any question related to the store, you can do in this very nice community. I just it's pretty new, and I just created just for this. Okay, I also put the link on the chat here. Okay, yeah. Facebook.com groups Phantom. Okay. Anyway, very pleasant to listen to your different tones and different songs. 90 from Toto was sick. Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, Joanna. So, okay, guys, thank you so much. If you have other questions, please put the question below the video. Don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. So, thank you so much. Have a nice weekend to everybody. See you. Ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao.